Yep, right over here, you can see him adjusting. And there they are. Now, typically the speed here is about 100 kilometers a second. So, I usually go a little faster. Just because when I put my landing gear out by hitting and holding B and then tapping the directional pad down, like so, it will actually slow me down. The landing gear will slow you down because it's a little bit of power having it out. So you gotta fly in here. It says 2.8 is my dock. So look around here, right there is 2.8. So you actually have to manually land. I usually go a little bit faster until I get up there. And then about here, I'll turn my thrusters off, my engine's off, and I will use my thrusters to adjust. Again, that little circle with the dot that's moving there shows you where your target is, and I obviously missed. You gotta be very careful, you have to hit it right in the middle there. If not, you could do that to your ship and it will damage. It's a lot easier than it looks once you get the hang of it. You have 9 minutes to dock, so that's more than enough time. Alright, you saw how that turned blue there? That means I'm directly in the center. And I'm down.
Contact, command system shut down. Welcome, Commander.
Alright, and if you remember, I was looking for mass controllers, or microcontrollers, so I want to go into the starport. And since I used up a little fuel there, I need a refill. Commodities market. And I need to scroll down until I see microconverters. Right here. And I needed 8 of them. There we go.
Mission objective complete.
You'll get that little notification. Oh, one thing you should know is if you go into the hangar, like so, it'll power on, you'll turn around. It will always get you launched to where you will launch directly towards the door. You'll have to line up, but you will launch directly towards the door. So, what I wanted to show you in here, this is where you can outfit your ship, as long as the ship has an outfitting station, or the station has an outfitting ship area. Here's my ship, my lovely Mark IV. Alright, hardpoints. This is for your weapons. I have 4. I currently have just 2 F lasers and 1 G lasers. The difference between these, excuse me, is, let's go, so you see the class is 1, rating is G. The higher the number, the better the class. The lower the letter, the better the rating. So a 1A rating class, a 1A weapon is better than, say, a 2A weapon, because it's got a class of 1. So if I were to go in here and try to install it 1F, because it goes EFG, so if I were to install an F, it gives me a better rating. It's got a better rate of fire. Ooh, you know what? I might actually do that. Okay, so when you're buying, you have the option to store your previous module, or you can exchange it, possibly enabling you to get credits back. And it will be gaining 21,600 credits because this module only costs 4,000, and my pulse laser only is only costing 4,000. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There it goes, disappearing. And out comes another one. And I will do the same thing over here. See, burst laser. 1F. And I will gain another 21,000. Alright, so that's how you do that for your ship's weapons. Utility mounts. These are typically... Here, let me show you. These are basically point of defense or scanners. You could do chaff launchers, which a chaff launcher will... It tracks defense, and when it's deployed, it causes gimbal and turret-mounted defenses to lose lock. Requires ammo. EMC. This is for missile and torpedo defense. When deployed, causes affected ordnance to lose lock. HEATSINK, of course. Purges ship's heat into a disposable sink block, which is then ejected required ammunition. WARRANT scanner does exactly what it says. It'll scan. It's a scanner that incorporates real-time communication with multiple law enforcement networks to obtain all issued bounties on a pilot. Manifest to scanner. Ooh, I've never seen these before. Oh, it's a cargo scanner. Okay. Awake scanner that will scan hyperspace jump analysis of a frameshift engine and tell you where they went. Shield booster does exactly what it says. It strengthens the active shield powered. Multiple booster stacks can in effect. And that is your utility mount. Your core internal is everything from your alloys for your shielding or your hull to your power plant, your thrusters, your FSD or frameshift drive, your life support, your power distributor, your sensors, and your fuel tank. Again, 3D. Okay, so I was actually a little wrong. 4 is your best rank, is your best class. The higher the number, the better the class. So a 4C is better than a 3C. So I was wrong. But I'm going to keep my weapons there anyway. I usually don't get into fights. And then if they have a shipyard, you could come in here. This is where you purchase some new ships. Sidewinder, that is the original ship that you start out with. And it's got good maneuverability. Its jump speed is craptacular. 7 light years of jump speed. When I've got, in my ship, I think I could jump 17 light years. It's only got, it looks like 2 hard points. Couple utility mounts. Optional internal. This is your basic ship. Next one up from that is your basic fighter, the Eagle. Very maneuverable. Not as good jump range as you would like. Cargo capacity sucks. Yeah, and then your hauler. This is pretty much good for a mining ship. I first saw this ship and it reminded me of the ship on Battlestar Galactica, which is the Rhino, if that rings a bell to any of you. The Adder, pretty much an upgraded hauler. The Viper Mach 3, the predecessor to my current ship. The Cobra Mach 3. Here's my ship, the Viper Mach 4. Transporter Type 6. Now that is a good ship. Horrible hard points. There's only 2 hard points on it, and it's small hard points. There's no large hard points, but it's got cargo capacity to spare. The Orca, I couldn't really tell you much about that because I've never flown in it. It's got excellent top speed. horrible jump speed, or maneuverability sucks. When looking for ships, you want to try to find something that will suit your playing style. Such as, for me, I'm a trader. Some of my cargo will get me to be interdicted, and that is somebody pulling me out of hyperjump because they want my cargo or whatever is in my ship's hull. So I needed to be able to defend myself, which is why I have the Mach 4. Definitely not a good mining ship. I would not recommend it for mining. Okay, there's the rundown on that. Each station is different. Some stations have it, some stations don't. Also, that's the same with mods. Some stations have a mod, some have others. Not all stations have the same thing. So, now we need to go back to Siguri. Ew, I was only supposed to grab 3. Oh well, I'll sell the others over there anyway. Alright, so let's open the galaxy map here. It always takes a while for this one, because of the vast amount that it's loading. And we need to set a course back to Siguri. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this little tab here, which is the system map. So this is the system data for Siguri. Now we want to go back to this orbital here, so I'm going to plot route. And in case you guys are wondering, this is based in the Milky Way galaxy. If you zoom out all the way here, get this in here right, you can see our lovely home. This is our galactic neighborhood. And on top of that, if you haven't seen it on YouTube or haven't worried about it too much because you didn't know about the game, sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. We can, after a while, visit the Sol system, which is inevitably us. Currently, it is 99 light years away from me. So, we go in here. And hey ho, what do you know? Here is our solar system. Complete from Sol. And then you go over it, and you have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. It would be nice if they had the... Oh, and can't forget the moon. If they had the International Space Station, but this is set in the future, so... And then we have our asteroid belt here. Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and they even have Pluto. And then all these other newly discovered planets out here. And of course, all the moons. There's Titan for Saturn, Rhea, Thetis, Tethys. And then there's also Io, Europa, that one I've never heard of, and Callisto. So that is the Sol system. But you need a Sol permit to get there, and I don't have one yet, and that's more of an advanced thing to know. So when you get farther on and you're more friendly with the Empire, you might want to look into how to get a Sol permit, because I don't know. I mean, I've looked it up, but I still don't know. I'm too far away to worry about it. So I'm going to go back to Siguri, and then I will end this video for the day, showing you about... you might get lucky, and you might have to see me fight, which would be awesome for you. Not so much for me. So, as you can see, here I am, and I'll leave the station in 4 minutes.